Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Today, we're diving into the heart of the EV industry, where Chinese manufacturers have been leading the charge. However, the landscape is shifting, and we're starting to see the first signs of a slowdown. The race for sustainable business models is on, and it's a challenging one. So, buckle up as we navigate through 8 unprecedented events in the Chinese EV market. Number 8. The Discount Derby. EVs have always been more wallet-friendly in China compared to the rest of the world, but recently, prices have taken a steep dive. Despite a slight recovery in March, the market growth is still lagging behind expectations. The market is brimming with EVs, and to accelerate sales, manufacturers are resorting to hefty discounts. Take BYD, for instance. They kick-started the Discount Derby with a 20,000 yuan markdown, roughly $2,800. This price cut brought a $14,000 EV down to a more affordable $11,000. Other manufacturers soon joined the fray, some even halving their prices. On average, EVs are now 30% cheaper than they were a few months ago. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear: profitability is taking a back seat, and smaller manufacturers will need to shift gears to survive this crisis. Number 7. Tesla's tumble in China. Homegrown EV manufacturers aren't the only ones facing challenges in the Chinese EV market. Tesla, once the market leader, is also hitting speed bumps. Despite being the second best-selling brand on the market, Tesla's market share has slipped to 10%, trailing behind BYD's commanding 33%. The numbers paint a clearer picture. In the first quarter of this year, Tesla sold around 300,000 vehicles, a staggering 43% drop from the previous quarter. Even Tesla couldn't resist joining the discount derby. The Tesla Model 3's price tag dropped from $37,000 to $31,000, while the Model Y now starts at around $35,700, down from $40,000. As you may have heard, Tesla plans to lay off 10% of its global workforce, approximately 14,000 workers. Half of these layoffs are expected to occur in China, Tesla's second most important market. Number 6. New challengers on the track. The Chinese EV market is known for its dynamic nature, but the game changed when tech giants Huawei and Xiaomi entered the race with their own EVs. This move has complicated matters for established EV makers already grappling with the ongoing price war. Huawei launched the S7, an EV with advanced technology and an 800-volt architecture, posing a direct challenge to the Tesla Model S. Priced just over $35,000, it has the potential to shake up the market. Meanwhile, Xiaomi unveiled its first EV, priced around $30,000 with an impressive 435-mile range. The model has been a hit, with a 35% reservation-to-order conversion rate and over 30,000 non-refundable orders in just a few days. Number 5. The Chinese automotive market's decline. The struggles aren't confined to the EV segment. The entire Chinese auto industry is in a state of decline. Regardless of the type of vehicle, all-electric, plug-in hybrid, or pure internal combustion, the number of new cars is falling each year. The peak was in 2017, with 24 million new cars registered. 7 years later, the gap has widened to nearly 3 million, with just over 21 million cars sold in 2023. While EVs continue to grow, the overall potential for EV growth is dwindling due to the shrinking market. The last few years, particularly between 2020 and 2022, saw impressive growth. However, last year ended with a disappointing 31% growth, leading to oversupply and massive discounts. The growth continued to decline in the first quarter of this year, and the outlook for 2024 isn't particularly bright. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. This helps us reach more auto enthusiasts just like you. Now let's shift gears and steer towards our next point. Number 4. The Chinese economy's slowdown. There are many reasons for the ongoing EV slowdown, and one of the biggest is the state of the Chinese economy. After decades of remarkable growth, the pace has slowed. The projected growth for 2024 is around 4%, which isn't terrible, but it's not great either. But the issue isn't just about numbers. The middle class is shrinking, and consumer spending is decreasing. The reasons are numerous, from an aging population to a real estate market on the brink of collapse, and a less-than-ideal banking system. It's no surprise that the government is implementing measures to boost spending and even add liquidity in some cases. Naturally, all these factors are negatively impacting the EV market. Number 3. The mystery of EV graveyards. In the bustling cities of China, a peculiar sight awaits: EV graveyards. These are vast fields dotted with hundreds, sometimes thousands of abandoned electric cars. The exact cause of this phenomenon remains a mystery, but insiders hint at an organized scheme. In the past, the government showered EV startups with incentives, leading to over 500 registered EV makers. However, the government had to slam the brakes on spending and impose new sales requirements. Most companies couldn't meet these targets, leading to a peculiar arrangement with car rental companies. These companies bought EVs with no intention of using them. Upon realizing that these EVs were far from satisfactory, they chose to abandon them in fields, fully registered and licensed. Number 2. The end of the road for low-volume makers. As we've mentioned, the number of Chinese EV companies once soared to over 500. It was clear that not all would survive, and indeed, that number has dwindled to around 90 today. But even among these 90, only a handful stand a chance of survival. Reports suggest that a third of these EV makers can't even sell 2,000 cars annually. On the flip side, the top 10 companies control 80% of the market, leaving little room for smaller players. Even well-resourced startups like Evergrande New Energy Auto have filed for bankruptcy. It's no surprise that many experts predict that the actual number of EV makers will eventually dwindle to a select few. Number 1. The struggle of Chinese EV makers in Western markets. Despite the rapid development of the Chinese EV industry, it's not all smooth sailing. Chinese EV makers have made impressive strides in EV technology, but they've struggled to establish a foothold in international markets, particularly in Europe and North America. Even the biggest companies face challenges. Take BYD, the world's largest EV maker. A whopping 95% of its sales are still in domestic markets. While it does export to European and Australian markets, the sales figures are minor. Other companies fare even worse, raising questions about the sustainability of the Chinese EV industry, especially with the domestic market faltering. The only companies that perform well in some international markets are legacy car makers like Geely and MG, but their success is largely due to their affordable internal combustion models. The question remains, when will electric cars make a global impact? That's still unclear. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Chinese EV market. Don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit. Hit that notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming videos. See you in the next one.